go hand in hand for dark colour schemes for so many armies, and none more fitting than the ghoulish Vampire Blood Bowl team. In this video we'll be checking out how to paint blood red and cold black armour. For this guide we'll be painting the elegant armour of this vampire thrower. But the Drakfang Thirsters aren't the only models this combination works amazingly for, so you can use this guide for any of your models. The paints we'll be using are on the screen right now. We also have a list of the additional equipment we've used, but you can use whatever brushes you feel most comfortable with. If you're new to painting or want to brush upon your skills, you can check out the Citadel Colour Painting Essentials videos to learn all about paints and painting techniques. With our undercoat, we've used Chaos Black, but you may already have your model undercoated or painted to a certain point, so don't worry if you do. We'll be base coating with our first colour anyway. We'll start by base coating the armour with Mephiston Red. I'm just picking out the helmet, visor, knee and shoulder pads for this colour. As these sections are small, we'll be using a medium layer brush to get all of those covered quickly but neatly. Just make sure to apply this colour in a few thinned coats to get a solid, vibrant red colour that is super smooth. We can do this by thinning down our colour with a drop of water or Lahmian medium, whatever you prefer to use. With each coat drying and building up to that last coat, we're ready for our shade. Next, we'll shade over that red armour with Nuln Oil. By using our medium layer brush again, we can apply a good amount of our shade all over, but we can control how much we apply too. This will help us control any pooling and move around that shade to the recesses more than just the raised areas, giving us a nice shadowy gradient to the armour. If you find that the shade is pooling too much, just dry off your brush and soak away the shade little by little. You can always apply more once it's dried if needed. Now that our shade is dry, we can start adding highlights and colour back into our armour. For this we'll use Mephiston Red to tidy up any raised areas on the armour. This may be towards the tips of the winged plates. Then we can also use this colour for our first highlight, giving us a solid vivid colour. We'll be using a small layer brush for this, so we need to get a point on the tip. We could do this by rolling and twisting the brush on our palette. This makes sure that the bristles are together and controls how much paint we're applying as well. With our highlighting lines starting to show, we can apply our next smaller highlight of Evil Sun Scarlet to the edges and tips. Just keep that paint thin and brush pointed so we can get those sharpest highlights on those edges. We want them to be as sharp as the fangs on the player themselves. And to finish off this armour, we'll add a few dots and smaller highlights of Troll Slayer Orange to the very tips and points. This makes the armour look slightly shiny and even sharper than before. Now our blood red armour is looking fantastic. We can move on to the cold black armour for the main body. For the black armour, we just need to start off with a base coat of Abaddon Black, just so we can get a nice clean start to our armour, just because the undercoat has a slightly different finish to the pot paints. This also makes it easier to tidy up later if we do make any mistakes. You'll only need one coat of this colour compared to the Mephiston Red base coat. It doesn't look much different right now, but that will change with our next colour. Then we can add a chunky highlight of Incubi Darkness to the raised edges on the armour. This highlight can be a bit wider than most, as the colour is still dark and blends nicely with that black base coat. Only a few thin coats will be plenty to get that bluey green hue to the armour. By using this tone, this will be the starting point of making our armour colder. Now we can apply Thunderhawk Blue as our smaller and sharper highlight. In the same vein as the red armour, we want to make sure our brush is pointed and our paint thinned, so we get a smooth finish once dry. Just take your time as these details and highlights are small, but really make your model stand out and look amazing, on the battlefield or on the pitch. And to finish off the black armour, we'll add a dot of Fenrisian Grey to the very tips and tops of the plates, just like with our brightest points for our red armour. Just keep that brush pointed to get the pointiest tip. By both colours of armour having a top highlight, it shows that they share the same light source, making the armour look more realistic and tying it all together. And there we are, our blood red and cold black armour is looking sharp on our vampire thrower, ready to raise the stakes and count his touchdowns. For more tutorials, tips and tricks, check out citadelcolour.com or head to your local Warhammer store where our amazing staff will be happy to help. Well, we hope you enjoyed this video and we'll see you next time. Bye bye!